Hello guys, welcome to today's post-market analysis. Let's first get optionworld.tech open. So once it's open, we'll go to FII activity to check what's the previous day FII activity. Over here we can see on 9th August, so on Friday, not much activity occurred in FII or DII positions. So the FII data does not conclude anything as it's very nominal currently. We'll now go to the we are done with FII data now. Let's move into the index levels which we give in the morning. We give these in the group chat. The link is in the below in the description. So over here we can see in Bank Nifty, right? The buy level for today was 50,225. Over here initially it did go in there. Initially it touched that level twice in the morning, once at 9:20, 9:15, 9:20, and then again at 9:50 and up until 10:05. So over here we could have gotten a buy trade, and you can see how beautifully that turned out. From all the way here we hit our sell level, and our stop loss was not hit once throughout the whole time. So that is actually a very good, these levels are very good, have performed very good in the past and still are. So and even in and once it hit the sell level at 1410, we see that from 50,800 it went all the way down to 50,600, which is another 200 points we got. So these levels are actually very helpful. In Nifty we can see our buy level for today was 24,250 and the sell level was 24,450. So over here we can see that we got a solid move at 10:05 all the way up until 11:15. So that was 200 points there, and then once it hit our sell level we got another move of another 100 points on the sell side. And overall today, we from this strategy alone we got around 5,900 rupees from that strategy alone. So if live data that we provide, so for that we'll go to options, then we'll go to, let's start with OI. This is our, we can say, the main indicator on option world. This is basically a summary page for the entire website. Initially we have the future price and VWAP and what it concludes. Then we have the CE call change in open interest, PE change in open interest, and the difference. So basically PE COI minus CE COI and what that concludes. Then we have index price and MMA and what that concludes. So on this, let's go to the first candle. So 9:15. We'll wait until 9:25 because that's usually when the MMA starts actually printing. So initially you can see that the market is above MMA, but there is not much action in the CE change in open interest, right? There is not much action there. Only 70,000 shares, which is not a lot to take any conclusion currently. So what generally I prefer is either a very strong hike or a instantaneous change in the open interest. Here, not at 9:30 or anything, but if you look at 9:45 and 9:50 candle, we can clearly see that the change in open interest was more than 3 lakhs in just 5 minutes, which is quite a lot. So over here we could take a bearish position if we want. If we are very um if you want to just take a trade, like if you don't want to wait or take much deeper analysis, this is sufficient, cause at 950 we can see that the future and the VWAP is not much far, so that is a very good stop loss for us, and the condition is bearish as well, right? Then we can see that the COI has turned just bearish, and the index price is below its MME, and that conclusion is also bearish. So we can take a trade here, and we can see that market did go down somewhat, but then it came back up and took our stop loss, which we had set for the future in VWAP initially, as I told you. Then we wouldn't do anything because the data has sort of mismatched a bit. Over here at 10:25, you can see that all three conclusions, sorry, were bullish, and the COI has just changed. So this could be a good entry point for a bullish condition. This is a good bullish condition. And over here we can see that if we have take a bullish position over here, the Bank Nifty was 50,442. From there it climbed all the way up to, wait, I have Bank Nifty open here, right? At 10:25 over here we can see it was at 450 approximately, 415, and then all the way it went up to uh 50,700, right? And currently it's at 50,600, almost 578. So that was actually a very good position to take a trade. And at 10:25 the we don't have a really good stop loss, like all our stop loss is at least 100 points away. But in Bank Nifty, that you will have to take a bit of risk, because Bank Nifty itself takes very big moves. Let's look at Nifty now. Okay. Nifty, initially it was a very strong bullish condition over here, but that time VWAP didn't support at 915. Then you can look at 925 when VWAP and future supported, but MMA did not support. And then for this one candle, you can see that you can take a trade, but you can see that the bullish COI that was initially created of 35 lakhs has just decreased to only 2 lakhs. So this is not a very strong condition, because agreed it's bullish, but the COI is decreasing. The change in open interest is decreasing over time, which is not good for a bullish position. Over here we can, at 9:45 we can see again all three conclusions have turned bearish, and this COI is also really nice, around 19 lakhs. You can take a short position over here, and you can see the MMA is only 10 points away, right? And future and VWAP is 40 points away. So those are really good stop losses, really close stop losses. Over here, if you have taken a bearish position at 24,248, we took the position. From there we'll wait for one of these three conditions to turn bullish. That will be our stop loss typically. So over here at 24,000, at 10 o'clock you can see that the MMA conclusion turned bullish, so we would have exited, but that's still a 20 point profit that we have taken. But then none of the three conditions were aligning. But then now you look at 10:55, right? uh, Three of the conditions are aligning, But you can see the the CUI is very low. It's only 3 lakhs, right? You can take a trade here if you want, or wait for one more candle. Over here at 11 o'clock, you can see that the CUI has increased from 3 lakhs to 30 lakhs. So over here, you can also take a, if you are conservative trader, if you are a conservative trader, you would wait for a good CUI. Let's go back onto trading view. We'll open Nifty now. So at 11 o'clock, so here. So our trade would have gotten in at, if you were a conservative trader, it would have been at 24,381, and from there we got 3 back-to-back green candles all the way up to 24,400. So that's around 472. So that's 100 points we got in Nifty, and in Bank Nifty we got 300 points approximately. No, 400 points actually, from 415 to 838 high. 400 points in Bank Nifty. So you can use this the main summary indicator like this to get points. But what I recommend is going into deeper analysis, which is PCR OI or TOI, total OI analysis. So over here, what you can do is you'll have to look a bit what you find as a sweet spot, because over here you see one more option called strikes, number of strikes. If you keep it at a very high number, then you'll get, your conditions will meet very late. So instead of keeping it 10, I recommend looking at around 5, 6, 7. But you are a trader of your own, right? So you also have your own stop losses, your own targets. So what I recommend is for a couple of days, look at this, look at how different number of strikes react to your analysis, and you'll find a sweet spot. So what I mean is, because if you keep it at a very low number, you'll have a lot of fluctuations in the data. If you have a very high number, then your conditions will be very delayed. For example, if you have ever done chart analysis or indicator analysis, you probably would have heard super trend or Bollinger Band and used it on a chart. In super trend, if you change the factor to from 3 to 3 or 4, then you would have seen that your trades would have occurred very delayed. But if you have done it at 1 or 2, then it would have kept on changing its side, right? So this is basically, that's similarly to this number of strikes. So if you keep it at very low number of strikes, then it would only look at, if you keep it at 1, right, for example, it will only look at 1 in the out of the money and 1 in the money strike for call and put. And from that you get only a small amount of data to work with, and you don't get a wider view of the market. But keeping it at 10, right? So in Nifty and Bank Nifty, agreed, does happen, like a lot of strikes are traded, but 10 is a very extensive number, especially in the money strikes, because in the money strikes, 10 strikes in the money trades occur, but on a very low number and not really usable data. That's not very usable data. So I personally use 5 or 7. You can do anything as you like, but for today we'll use 7. Okay, we'll wait for data to, okay, data has been loaded. Now we took 2 trades from our OI analysis OI page. First one was in Bank Nifty at, what time was that again? Let's check. At 10:25, right? Okay. So at 10:25, if you look at Bank Nifty, it's in 3 minutes. Let it be 3 minutes. If you look at 10 to 24, so you can see the PCR is 1.33, okay, which is good. Around from anywhere from 1.25 and above is good. For downside, I recommend 0.7 or 0.8 to 0.75, and lower is good for bearish positions. So at 10:24 in Bank Nifty, you can see that the PCR is actually good. 1.33 is good PCR, and you can see it just turned in that very candle. It just turned from sell to buy. So you can take a trade here if you want. Now from here, the PCR never turned sell, and over time you can see that it gradually increased, kept on increasing from 133 to 169, then 1, then 2.18, then 3, 5. Like it kept on increasing, which is actually good, which is a good indicator that your position is actually profitable. It's going to be profitable over time. And on the chart, you can definitely see that at 9:25, from that point, the market dipped a bit and at 10:25, and then went up, and then it went up. But then now you guys might be asking, I want more deeper analysis. I'll give you that now. So over here, what we can see is the market is around 400, right? It's struggling to go from 400 to 500. Yep. At 10:20 or 25, at 10:25, you can see that it was struggling to cross at 50,500 level. It's psychological, right? So what we could do is go to total OI over here. Wait for it to load a bit. Now over here you can see strikes, right? The next strike is 50,500. So we'll select that. Remove this other strike. Over here you can see it's selected at 50,500. We'll wait for data to, okay, it has loaded. Now we were looking at 10, 20, 25. So over here we can see at 10, 20, 25 over here. Now if we look at Bank Nifty, like the chart of Bank Nifty, we can see that the market had started going up a bit at 10 o'clock. So at 10 o'clock it started going up. Initially not much activity occurred in the CE, in the difference column, this difference CE, PE minus CE COI. Not much different was happening. But then at 10:15 and 10:20 and 10:25, we can see that a lot of differences were happening. At 10:15, in the last column, we see what we call OI change trend. So what this shows is how much open interest has been changed in the last candle. And if it's green, that's bullish open interest has been added. If it's red, then it's bearish open interest, right? So at 10:15, we can see that the OI change trend was very red at, let's just say 10 o'clock, right? It was almost 1 lakh. It was 1,22,000 at 10. At 10:05, it was 96,000. At 10:10, it was only 4,000. So you can see that every 5 minutes, the call writers and put writers were thinking that the market might break this level, might break this. So they weren't adding a lot of positions. They were adding some, but they weren't adding a lot, right? Okay. But then once at 10:25, when we were going to take the position, we look at this. Over here, we can see that 5 lakhs of contracts of bullish OI change trend has occurred, right, in just the last 5 minutes. And if you look at this 10-20 candle, just the one before it, we can see that the difference in change of open interest was 7 lakhs, and out of which 5 lakhs were changed. It was 7 lakhs bearish on the bearish side, so 7 lakhs more contracts were on call side open than put. And in just 5 minutes, out of that 7 lakhs, 5 lakhs were changed. So that's around 70% drop in just the 5 minutes. So that is actually very good indication that no, this 50,500 level will be broken. Okay, so we saw that in the very next candle, in the next two candles, it broke that level of 50,500, and then we start looking at the next strike, so 50,600, which occurred at over here. We can also see at 10:30, 10:25, the OI change trend was increasing at a very fast rate. This is a very good indicator for when the market has started going down a bit, or it's just not breaking a certain level. We can look at that particular level on total open interest, and it is very good indication that either the level will be broken or not. So that is it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow again. Bye. Tata.